I have to acknowledge, I am amazed that the Trump campaign, in what can only be called an act of political malpractice, has not made more of the fact that the Biden-Harris campaign is lionizing an alleged rapist who resisted the police before he was shot. I mean, like, this is amazing to me. It truly is incredible. The fact is that the Jacob Blake case in Kenosha, which kind of revivified a lot of these riots and protests and created a new moment, okay, that is an extraordinarily poor example of supposed police malfeasance. A really, really bad example. And Jacob Blake is not a hero. Jacob Blake is an alleged rapist. And remember, there was an open warrant for Jacob Blake's arrest because a woman alleged that he had gone into her room. This is a couple of months ago, that he had gone into her room in her house, invaded her house, that he had, her child was asleep next to her in the bed, that he had digitally raped her, that he then sniffed his fingers and said, "Smells like you've been with other men." Okay, and then he had run away. And now she shows up again, and then she calls the cops. All of this precedes Jacob Blake resisting arrest, being tased twice apparently, and not falling down, refusing to abide police commands, walking around to the driver's side of his car, reaching into his car, apparently for a knife because a knife was found on the driver's side floorboards, and then he was shot. And the Democrats have chosen to make this person a hero. They've chosen that this person is going to be a hero. Not just the Democrats, the media too have decided to make this person a hero. So Benjamin Crump, who is the lawyer for Jacob Blake, basically anytime there's a police incident, the family immediately goes directly to Benjamin Crump, who's been at the forefront of nearly every one of these particular incidents, and via his office has disseminated really bad information initially on a number of these incidents, ranging from Michael Brown to Jacob Blake. Remember, I believe it was Benjamin Crump's office that originally disseminated the lie that Jacob Blake was there to break up a fight between two women and was peacefully abiding by what the officer said, and then they shot him for no reason. Well, now, Ben Crump has put out a statement with his co-counsels Patrick Salvi II and Blory Lamar. Senator Kamala Harris visited with the family of Jacob Blake Jr., who joined by phone from his hospital bed. Now, he's not just in the hospital bed because he is wounded. He's also in the hospital bed because he's literally chained to the hospital bed because he's under arrest right now for alleged rape. Here is the statement put out by Benjamin Crump. Senator Harris had an inspirational and uplifting one-hour visit with Jacob Blake Jr. and his family today. She spoke individually with each family member about how they were handling the trauma and urged them to take care of their physical and mental health. In a moving moment, Jacob Jr. told Senator Harris he was proud of her, and the senator told Jacob she was also proud of him and how he is working through his pain. She's proud of him. So which part is she proud of, Jacob Blake? Like, really, I'm wondering what it is there is to be proud of. He's an alleged rapist with an open warrant for domestic violence, for domestic abuse, and for rape, who resisted arrest before he was shot. It seems like there are a lot of things in life that you can be proud of someone for. I'm wondering what it is that she is proud of exactly about Jacob Blake. Just to review Kamala Harris's record on how she perceives alleged rape. According to Kamala Harris, Brett Kavanaugh committed a rape, or at least the suspicions were so grave that he had committed a rape he shouldn't sit on the Supreme Court based on zero evidence other than an account that was belied by every one of the supposed witnesses to the event, from Christine Blasey Ford. Also, Kamala Harris declared that Joe Biden, like a year ago, had been credibly accused of sexual harassment and, in fact, soft forms of sexual assault, right? He had touched people without their permission. That was Kamala Harris. Now she's out there praising a man who allegedly raped a woman with her child in the room and then returned to the scene and tried to take the keys of the house from the woman in violation of a restraining order. Jacob Jr. assured her he was not going to give up on life for the sake of his children. Senator Harris also discussed the policy changes she and Vice President Biden will seek, including the Justice in Policing Act and implicit bias training to make things better for all Americans. She encouraged them to continue to use their voices, even through their pain, to help America make progress to end systemic racism. Systemic racism. The vague mush word that means nothing when heard by everybody in the United States, but means everything to people in the press who understand that the systemic racist charge means that you have to tear down nearly every system in the United States. Kamala Harris didn't just have this statement via the Benjamin Crump law firm. She also spoke to the press about this. She said the Blake family is just wonderful. In fact, she called them incredible. It's like in the list of, in the pantheon of American families, it goes like probably, like the Rockefeller family, the John Quincy Adams family, and then the Blake family, right? Where the son is an alleged rapist and the father is a rabid anti-Semite who posts stuff about how the Jews run the world on his Facebook page. That is the pantheon of incredible families in America. Here is Senator Harris praising a family where the son is an alleged rapist and the father is a rabid anti-Semite. This is the vice presidential candidate for the Democrats.
Senator, how was your meeting with the Senate panel today?
Really
wonderful. I mean, they're an incredible family, and what they've endured, and they just do it with such dignity and grace. And, you know, they're carrying the weight of a lot of voices on their shoulders.
And what was the message that you shared with him?
Thank you. Let's let her have her tour.
Just to express concern for their, you know, well-being, and of course for their brother and their son's well-being, and to let them know that they have support.
They have support. They're an incredible family, guys. Incredible family. Now, let's be clear about this. The Democrats have taken the side of people who are, when you say credibly accused, who are very, very credibly accused of having committed sexual assault, and they're anti-Semite family members. Those are the people they support. The cops, however, should go to jail. Again, you can watch the tape of the incident. That is a justified shooting. By all available evidence, that is a justified shooting. Unless new evidence emerges, that is a justified shooting. Kamala Harris has called for the officers in that case to be charged. She's chosen her side. Okay, the Biden-Harris campaign has chosen its side, and they've decided that they are going to side with the criminals rather than the cops. And this could not be made more obvious than in the case of Jacob Blake. Now, the New York Times is mirroring this as well. We'll get to the New York Times building up Jacob Blake as a hero. I am not kidding you. This is a real thing. They're building up an alleged rapist as a hero. The victim completely disappears, by the way. Completely doesn't matter. The female victim. Remember the Me Too? Remember Say Her Name when it came to women being sexually assaulted? Remember all that? Me Too moment? Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore.